option. We went back.
Obviously these two on the final.
Yeah, we saw these two. So, again.
Well, look, early on, I mean, we were talking about it. You know, Dak Prescott was, and really, if you look at it, Brian Schottenheimer was probably trying to get CeeDee Lamb lined up on a Torrey Jackson the way this thing was
possible.
going. Yeah, early on.
And this is the matchup they want, right? I know Cooper DeJean has played really well, but CeeDee Lamb in the slot versus Cooper DeJean on a wheel route in single high man coverage, give me that 99 times out of 100.
Well, look, I mean, he's had a phenomenal career, and obviously this kind of, you know, points that out. Fastest players to reach 500-plus career receptions took CD 82 games after his 7 catches and 110 yards tonight. And look, he was obviously the leading receiver. George Pickens, 3 catches, 30. He had a big catch on that final drive that kind of helped get things rolling. Didn't maybe see as much of an impact from Pickens on this night as maybe you thought you might.
I think you talked about it. And Torrey Jackson was on him a majority of the time. That's who they were targeting. They found the guy they wanted to go after offensively, and they found ways to get that receiver that was on him the ball. If it wasn't him, it was Ferguson who was going across the middle. So they had a game plan of who they wanted to attack. They kind of stayed away from Mitchell a little bit until he started to shadow CeeDee Lamb, and then he started to go other places.
Well, let's flip things over to the Eagles side of things here, and it's clear the run game was a big part of the plan tonight, although it was more so shifting towards Jalen Hurts. He made the big runs in this game.
Yeah, hold on. I get it. Like, these are rushing yards, but these aren't run plays. And again, we talked about this in the very beginning with Jalen Hurts. His legs are going to be an issue for a lot of teams. When he decides to take off and run, it becomes a problem, and he does that in the red zone. And so, again, Saquon ran really well. I thought he did an awesome job, but it was Jalen Hurts' legs on 3rd down. It was his legs in the tight red zone that pushed his team over the top. And again, that's what you expect out of a mobile quarterback. Look at all this green grass. You lose.
No, I get they're not running plays, but yes, on some
running backs, we categorize those as miscellaneous yards.
Miscellaneous.
Yeah, because those aren't designed. It's not an RPO or a read option or cute quarterback power or anything. These are just scrambles. An awesome job by him, right? And so to me, this is what makes the Philadelphia Eagles special and dangerous for the NFL, because you can try to stop Saquon all you want, and the Cowboys did a great job at the end of the game of stopping him. But guess what? Jalen Hurts' legs ended up.
He made the plays.
Yeah, he ended up being the playmaker at the end.
He ends up getting the first 2 touchdowns on the ground, and then the play to seal it and win it. He was never going to throw that ball.
No, he wasn't. We went empty to see you're not blitzing. Right? Are you blitzing? No. Okay, I'm gonna let everyone run and do their thing, and then I'm gonna scramble.
But the thing that we had talked about, all day and really for the last couple of weeks now and the last couple of days, especially since the Parsons trade, was the improvement that the Cowboys could make in the run game defensively.
They were stout after that delay.
There you go. Saquon, 18 carries, 60 yards, just a 3.3 yards.
He had 11 carries before that delay for like 62 yards.
Yeah, and so they definitely stepped up afterwards. Really, the Eagles did too. 63-minute delay, started with lightning that cleared the field with 4:44 to go in the 3rd quarter. Players hit the locker room. Trayvon Diggs got some cold cuts. Everybody was just kind of chilling for a little bit. They came out, 15-minute warm-up, a resumed play around 11:30 Eastern time, and it was a completely different game.
Yeah.
No punts before that, and then no scores after. What did you see change for the Eagles offense, or rather maybe the Cowboys defense?
I felt like the Cowboys defense got a chance to have a second halftime and go out there and make adjustments, and you saw that. They started to blitz more off the edge, right? Trayvon Diggs comes off on a passing situation, forces Jalen Hurts to throw the ball. They started to run blitz a little bit. Look at these guys triggering downhill. There's nowhere for the running back to go. And before that, guys were doing other things. Look at the effort by guys. That's another blitz where Jalen Hurts was able to get out of it. They're slanting the line. It was just a different game plan after that rain delay. And you saw the coverage, and you saw the plays. They started stunting and making making Jalen Hurts hold the ball a little bit. Look at these guys get after the run.
Yeah.
This is what Jerry Jones talked about when he made that trade with Micah Parsons, saying, look, we brought in another guy, a defensive tackle, to help stop the run and make us a little bit more stout. And that's what you got there at the second half of that game.
It did. And look, Jalen Hurts didn't have a ton of work through the air either. 152 yards. He was pretty efficient, just 19 of 23. It took 58 minutes and 9 seconds for A.J. Brown to get targeted.
Yeah, that's tough. We can't have that.
What does that tell you? Cowboys did a nice job with their plan and taking him away? Or is
that's a game plan issue, because literally I could just put you out there and throw a receiver screen.
That's his only target, his only catch.
I could throw a receiver screen to you and get you out on space. I mean, this guy is 225 pounds. Why wouldn't I want him touching the ball with the DB trying to tackle him early in this game to help out our running game a little bit? I just think game plan-wise, they went in saying we want to be physical, we want to take shots downfield, and they forgot about A.J. Brown. They tried to get him the ball. They tried to get formation some things. They put 4 guys on one side. You had A.J. Brown by himself. The Cowboys triple-teamed him. Yep. That took him out, right? So you got to find other ways to try to get him the ball and get him going early, because you're going to need that guy down the road. Again, I've called multiple games with A.J. Brown in it. He can take over a game if you want to, if you allow him to. And the Cowboys did a great job of not allowing him to take over the game and forcing Jalen Hurts to run the ball to win it.
Well, and through the air, his favorite target was Dallas Goedert tonight. 7 catches to lead the team, 44 yards, although Jahan Dotson, he had that 151-yard grab that boosted his totals, gave him the most receiving yards on the night for the Eagles. But this game was weird, right? A lot of quirkiness happened. Obviously, the 63-minute weather delay. And then early on, you get what looked to be a serious injury with Ben Van Sumeren. And then while all that's happening, this happens. Jalen Carter, best defensive player for the Eagles, defensive tackle, approaches the Cowboys huddle, talking to Dak Prescott. Dak's smiling. They're like talking, and then all of a sudden, Carter spits on Prescott right in front of the official. Sees it, flags
everywhere, man.
Ejection for Jalen Carter. He hadn't even taken a snap yet. How did that change the Eagles' game plan? Defensively.
It didn't change much. It allowed the Cowboys early in the game to run the ball the way they wanted to, right? You can't change your game plan the first series or first play into a drive.
Well, maybe not change, but affect the way they wanted to attack.
If you watch, I mean, we'll get to it later on. We'll show the highlights. You'll see that first drive of the Cowboys. They ran right down the middle of the defense. Over and over and over again. And then there wasn't a lot of pressure on Dak Prescott, right? And so when you lose your defensive tackle that's able to penetrate the pocket and force the quarterback to have to back up to allow those edge rushers to get there, you saw the Eagles struggle trying to get to Dak Prescott. And again, credit to the Cowboys offensive line for doing a great job, but a lot of that came from Jalen Carter not being there because of that mistake that he made. Now, you don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how the league is going to handle those type of things or whatever else is going to go on, but you saw the impact that he has on this team.
No doubt.
And, I mean, again, for Javonte Williams to have 2 touchdowns, on the first 2 drives?
Correct.
That tells you all you need to know how important Jalen Carter is to this defense.
Yeah, like it was Javonte Williams had the first 2 touchdowns for the Cowboys. Jalen Hurts on the ground had the first 2 touchdowns for the Eagles. But no question that his absence loomed very large for Philadelphia. And we'll see what comes down the road for Carter's availability moving.